Okay, so again, that was a day avocado you gave them?
Avocados from one of my
Okay, can we
grafted
see what they
trees.
look like?
Okay.
They're very good, very popular
Yeah.
with some folks.
Okay.
That's a nice.
No, it's be ready when that stem falls off. That's why I always give
Oh, yeah.
avocados with stems on.
Yeah, that's good.
And they're quite good.
Yeah, I'll give you a fantastic thread that we developed 2 years ago. Herb had brought one to their raffle table at
Right.
the fruit club. And everything was pretty much gone, and here's this lonely little avocado
Oh, really?
seedling in a gallon can,
Oh.
or a gallon bucket.
Right.
And I said, oh, well, I'll take it. So I found out who brought it in. It was Herb. And
Right,
he
I
takes
see.
care of our entry,
Yeah.
membership. And so I took it and I set it out back,
Mhm.
and it stayed right where it was. It got into the ground
From the pot.
from the pot,
Yeah, right
which
into
has
the,
happened before,
and then took off.
and took off like you wouldn't believe.
Wow.
So about this was last year it fruited. This year it's only been about 5 or 6 years. I'm thinking less,
Yeah, I see.
because some take a long time.
Yep. Oh, years.
Yeah. Anyway, so one fruit club meeting, I gave Harry and Herb one of them at the fruit club.
Cool.
So Herb says, that was really good. And Harry says, oh, I want some scions. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So this year, early before our pandemic, I asked Herb, I said, when I asked you about that avocado you brought, you said it was a good one.
Yeah.
I said, what variety was it? He says, I don't remember.
Remember. Ah,
So, hence a seedling,
yeah.
pretty much you can name it on your own.
Exactly.
So we
Exactly.
called it Fantastic Fred because Fred, he comes to the fruit club with me.
Right. Right.
He ate one last year, and he said it was fantastic. So this year I've been giving him, and he just called me wanting more. So
Yeah.
there's about 50 on the tree, maybe 60, but they're starting to get a little skimpy. And
Oh.
I've been fighting the squirrels, which you know about squirrels.
Oh, very much so.
I take a little BB gun, scare them, and when I go out,
I trap them.
yeah, they run. And so we're gonna go ahead and keep this Fantastic Fred. Now I'm sure there's other avocados that mimic the same, but this is unusual. And I didn't notice before. It's got an elongated seed. It's
Okay.
not round,
Yeah.
and it has a little sprout. So I planted a few, and then I'm giving some to my neighbor, and he's bringing me the seeds
Yeah.
back. And of course, you have to graft to get it the same. as
Right, well, yeah.
you have to graft to get it the same.
Exactly.
But I've got 4 varieties, and I think I'll show you the golden, which I got a little history of it.
Right.
It's excellent. Lindy tasted it, says, "Oh, I like that one." So most avocados have similar flavor. It's up to the person.
Attributes. Yeah.
Yeah, this day I've never had, but I know Logi's up in Connecticut sells a grafted one
Yeah.
to the people that order plants.
Yeah. I see.
So they can get a grafted one from Logi. I always promote him because he carries a lot of fruit trees,
Cool.
and it's a mail order. He's a
Oh,
little,
really?
A little pricey,
Yeah.
but it's good. Good for everybody.
All right.
They've been growing for like 3rd or 4th generation of
Oh, no kidding.
You said Logi?
Logi's up in Connecticut.
How do you spell that?
Logee something.
Oh,
Yeah, Logi's. His name is Byron Martin. He's got YouTube videos now that he hadn't have
That'd be
before.
worthwhile checking out.
Yeah, they're like 15 minutes.
Yes, or so. Yeah.
He goes in the greenhouse. Some of the greenhouses are over 100 years old.
Wow.
He grows a lot of flowers. My son, my oldest boy, he's the one that really started ordering things from Logi. Okay, well let's go real quick. This is a golden avocado.
Okay.
Its origin, most avocados are Mexican. This was grown in Florida in Waukeula. It's a grafted tree. It's 9 years old and it fruited 2 years ago, pretty heavy. And it's excellent taste, somewhat rare, and the original tree come from Top Tropicals
Yeah.
down past
Fort Myers area.
Yeah, she's a Russian lady, got a nice business, and it's done well. My son bought the tree and we planted it.
Mm-hmm.
And this year it's probably had the most.
Yeah.
Probably had about 50.
Really?
And there's probably 20 more left.
That was the one I liked
Look
so
in here,
much.
Bob.
Yeah, I see them up in there.
And I lost a couple over in the neighbors.
Yeah.
If they, yeah, loser keepers.
Yeah, one right there.
Now there's some Freds hanging over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right up there.
I've been picking those Freds.
Uh-huh.
So if you want that seed bulb, you can have it or whatever. Or you can have that. We'll get your bag. So, Lindy, can you get a picture of them? Right here, some.
There's one right here.
There's 3 or 4 right here. And there's a nice one. So, Bob, look over there. They look like they're getting bigger.
Oh yeah.
See?
Yeah, there's right there, a whole bunch of them there.
And we can get scions whenever you're ready to graft.
Mm-hmm.
Harry likes to do it in the fall. I do too. Sometimes.
Late fall or
Yeah.
winter.
Winter,
But,
yeah.
but budwood, you need the budwood
Yeah,
long before
yeah. So
grafting time, really.
I'll come back and get this.
Well, you guys were talking about when you graft and when you grow from seed. Would you go ahead and explain?
Graft in winter. I like to get the budwood in the fall, late fall. Now,
So
the
what-
budwood,
when you say seedling, what does that exactly mean?
the seedlings I graft onto. I have maybe 50 avocado seedlings in
That
1
he's-
gallon pots
That he's planted.
Okay.
that I've planted over the years.
So that's when you're growing it, you like the fruit, you take the seed and you put it in the ground.
Well, I don't care about this. I don't care about the seeds per se. I throw all the seeds in my banana patch, and the healthier seedlings I pot. They prove to me that they're healthy because they're in semi-shade under the bananas down by the lake that I live on. So I only pot the healthier avocado seedlings. So I eliminate the weaklings, upon which I graft later in the wintertime.
Okay.
My success rate is like better than 90% when I graft avocados in the winter. I've grafted avocados in the summer. I might get 1 out of 10, if that. So, but whatever.
Okay, so a lot of people think they're going to plant a seed of one they like and it will turn into that kind of tree.
No,
No.
that's not the case.
Well, talk about that if you would.
Like most like typical, like a lot of fruit. You plant the seed, and whatever you'll get is based on luck. You may wait 10 years or longer, all right, and not get fruit. Or if you get fruit, they're awful. Or if you get fruit, they're wonderful. Now, 40, 50 years ago, on Maui, these giant avocados, like almost the size of soccer balls. Well, we ate a lot of those from a neighbor. My brother, Ricky, planted one next to the house. It grew to like 20 feet, and it was exact duplicate of the parent. Talk about luck. Again, then I've seen other avocados, because I used to harvest these wild ones on Maui. They were just awful. I mean, so it depends. It's just pure luck. I mean, and if you're 15 years old, try it. But if you're 70,
Get a
you're just
grafter.
too old. You
Get a
need to
grafter.
graft.
Yeah.
You need to graft.
Yeah.
Okay.
In order to get fruit quickly and have identical fruit to the parent.
I'll go along with Bob on that.
Okay.
He learned from experience, and I did the same. My daddy had a tree that was probably 30 years old, huge, and it was a seedling. And for years it never fruited. And the old wives' tale, you put iron in the trunk, nails, this has all been, and it's still around today, it would force it to fruit. Something to do with the iron or whatever in the tree. I know girding in a tree does encourage fruit trees to bloom early or whatever. That thing finally bloomed, had fruit. They were, we called them gator, just normal avocados. And we got a freeze the next year and the damn thing froze.
Wow.
Aw.
So that, you might go 30 years without, you might never have avocado.
That's true.
And then in my example with Fantastic Fred, which we're going to show you in a few minutes, that thing came, maybe not true because cross-pollinating from the pollinators.
Yeah.
So hence you get a different variety, and it maybe you're not, I don't know the original one, but in my case here I have 4 different varieties, and they all fruit and bloom about the same time except for the Brogdon.
Right.
Brogdon's earlier,
Earlier.
and it's already gone. So I got a Brogdon, I got this golden pineapple, I've got one I haven't shown you yet that was grafted. of an origin, we knew the tree, and then Fantastic Fred. So out of those, but planting a seedling, you may get a crop, and you may not, like Bob said, but grafting, the scion is going to be exactly where you took the graft off. That's the whole idea of grafting. And it's fairly simple, and he grafts his seedlings. There's two ways you can do it. You can put a seedling in the ground or a seed and let it grow and graft it in the ground. Seems to grow a little faster because it's got a root system that can supply that scion. But other than that, they put them in gallon cans and 3 gallons.
Yeah, whatever.
And I would say, Bob, a fair time between grafting and fruiting would be 2 to 3 years. It will fruit and bloom, but mostly you let it grow and get a little size to it.
Right.
If you don't have the size and it fruits, now that day is he brought me some day avocados. That's known as a container type, bushy. It holds the fruit, excellent. So I'm going to enjoy those. I haven't had them, but I've heard a lot about them.
Yeah, in January 2013, I asked members of the fruit club, hey, any of you have some day avocado branches you can give me? Because I lost my tree, the big freeze.
Yeah.
All right. So I got 2 branches. I created 15 grafts from 2 little branches. Again, winter graft. Again, this is winter. So in February 2013, I grafted 15 of them from the 2 branches. They all took, which is normal in the winter, in my experience.
Yeah.
I sold 12 on Craigslist. I had 3 in a pot. I put 1 in the ground in front of the rose garden. You've seen that tree. It's huge. I created a little essay about the growth rate of that once I put it in the ground. I grafted it in a 4-inch pot. A 4-inch pot. And I put it in the ground, and it was just unbelievable. So I planted the other 2. The point is, once you put it in the ground, stand back, because it just takes off.
Same thing. I'll talk on that little story there. There's a lady not too far from us. She's from Guatemala.
Yeah.
And I gave her a seedling of this big
Really?
avocado. It's in my neighborhood, and it's
Yeah.
loaded today.
Wow.
And I've got one grafted from it, but I've seen it before, so it's not new, I don't
Right,
think.
right.
But anyway, I gave her a seedling. She put it in the ground. And it was young seedling. I just planted it. It was only about 2 foot
Yeah.
tall. You ought to see that thing in about 2 or 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
It hadn't fruited yet.
To the sky.
But I'm telling you, that thing grew like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
So an avocado does grow well if it's happy.
Yes.
This golden avocado here, Lindsay's going to scan around and show you the size of the trunk and the branches, and that's 9 years.
Wow.
9 years. That's 9 years grafted.
Yeah.
And it was grafted low.
Right. Yeah. That's what I do. I graft low.
And it comes from top tropicals down south.
Yeah.
They have none available right now, and they'll run about $50 or $60 in a 3 gallon. It's reasonable. But if I recommend them, and anybody wants scions, I'll be glad to give them.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, do you care what your rootstock is, or just
No,
any
you can
avocado?
take just about any, but the Florida, the old what they call the gator, the one that grows native, basically native. They have them in the soil. That seems to have a stronger rootstock. Most I would find in my little with the avocados, my dealing with them, just about any rootstock will work because they do grow.
That's my experience as well.
I
That's my
thought
experience.
Yeah,
that
Bob said-
you were trying to get the most cold hardy rootstock. No?
Well,
Most of the avocados I have in my yard are cold hardy.
Yeah, they're
So
right.
so the odds are, except maybe the ones I might buy in the market during the
Right,
winter.
right.
Because right now I'm eating avocado. I don't buy any. I don't buy any for most of the year.
Right.
But when I don't have any avocados, I plant those seedlings. Whatever grows well. Okay.
by the way, Green's Nursery, Ray Green, has a Haas seedling at his nursery. And it's a pretty good, nice canopy, not huge, loaded. And that Haas from seedling seems to be a little bit bigger. It turns dark as it gets ripened, not black like a Brogdon.
Right.
And it's excellent. Now, he's in a colder zone.
Much colder.
And he's had it there, I think he told me it was 6 or 7 years, and it fruited.
Yeah.
He has seed.
Right. He has a Joey nearby as well.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
very
that's-
cold hardy.
Yeah. So your Mexican, they're all originally from Mexico, but some of the varieties take a little more cold. I'm in a kind of a little
Microclimate, I think. Yeah.
with my
Yeah.
Lake Clarny. So this
Yeah.
did take 25. We got 25 2 years ago.
Right, 3 days.
Yeah.
January 2018.
Yeah. we got
January
it.
3rd, and then 2
And
weeks
it
later.
didn't even phase it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Same way with Fantastic Fred.
Right.
Now we're going to go around.
I'm still a little confused.
Okay,
so
we'll
when,
go around there and we'll follow.
but when we talk about cold hardy,
Yeah.
Yes.
is that the after the graft or before the graft?
Well, you have to protect the graft. You have to protect the graft, cover it up or whatever, because if the top freezes
Yeah.
and it's still green, it'll come back. But if it freezes below the
You're
graft,
done.
it's over.
Right, yeah.
Get a new graft.
Yes.
Okay. Look. I got a sporadic out
Big.
there.
Wow.
But look up in there, Fred, Bob.
Yeah. Big, big
Look
avocado.
over here, Bob.
Yeah, massive amount
Look
there.
over there.
Yeah, huge. They're big. They're big like my day avocados.
Yeah, I've got
Slightly
one,
bigger.
I've got one bigger.
Look at the size right there. The one right there in front of us. Look at that one right there.
Yeah.
That's probably 2 or 3 pounds, John, right here. Hey, look here. Yeah, just like that one there. It's huge. Look, like 2 or 3 pounds. They're massive. Now, what variety is this now, John?
Now that's the one Adam grafted, and we grafted it.
Really?
high.
They're
he wasn't-
massive.
He wasn't happy with it. He grafted right here,
Wow.
and he wanted to.
Yeah, there's a union right there.
yeah, he wanted to regraft it,
No, it is fine.
and
Look
I
at
said,
the size
"Well,
of
this is when it was little."
Wow.
And he said, and we found this in a neighborhood over across the lake.
Look at that.
Here's the mystery: the ones that were on the tree had a little more of a nipple,
Taper. And more of a taper.
You don't have
They
it.
don't. They're yeah.
and it's a graft.
Massive.
Isn't that amazing? Now you're going to go home with one of these,
Massive.
and I would say that would be a good rootstock, wouldn't you?
Oh, well, yeah. Like that? Yeah. Wow.
So the rootstock might be important in the growth. But
Yeah.
this is not the biggest. We had a friend, a Syrian friend, everybody knows him, he was in our fruit club.
Really?
He came and I gave him one up a little higher that was
Yeah.
as big or bigger before these are still growing.
Yeah, right. Wow.
See, people ask me, how long does it take for an avocado? Some take 6 to 8 months, almost like a citrus.
Yep.
Citrus takes 6 to 8 months. It's time on the tree.
Yep.
So if it starts showing a little color maybe, or just a little
Depends on the variety, right?
then you can pick them. I've had avocados last in
Month.
January, so I'm thinking these will last November.
Perfect segue, John, for an avocado tree outside my neighborhood. This lady's house and trees on my bicycle route for years. So finally last year, I stopped by, I rang the doorbell, I said, what kind of avocado trees is there? Huge, beautiful fruit. About 2/3 the size of those. And she said, I got it from Home Depot 20 plus years ago, but I don't remember the variety. Here are a couple of them, Bob. So I took them home. I let them ripen, cut the stem, let the stem fall out. When they're ready, I cut them. Very thick skin, much thicker than has. Small seed, tasty as can be. Now, this is late December. So she gave me some a month ago. Think of the range. August, September to almost January.
Yeah, I've had them last.
And that's incredible.
Yeah.
So guess what? I did some grafting. One took. Remember, you're trying to graft in the summertime.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
But one took. I just put it in the ground 2 days ago.
Good.
Fabulous avocado. 2/3 the size of those. Are these thick skin or thin skin?
Well, I had a squirrel get one, and I gave it to
Yeah.
Kathy, I think.
Uh-huh.
Right.
I didn't get a feedback on that. I gave a couple of them already. This is like a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did get a report on my buddy Tommy down here.
Right.
He said it was good. He said it was really good.
Uh-huh.
But he just raved about Fantastic Fred, and you raved about the golden.
Oh, I
Yeah.
liked them all, but the golden was.
Yeah. So we're
Golden.
going to leave you with
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to
yeah.
leave you with some avocados.
Okay.
And I know one of your questions was, can we get scions from you since you're for club
Right.
members? I do. I'm going to get. They can contact me personally, and I don't advertise it. Everybody can have scions, and I think Bob's the same way. If they want to ask me, I'll fix them up some scions.
And tell me again, what is the best time for scions?
Well, Bob says he likes to get them.
November. I put
Yeah.
them in I put them in a plastic bag
Put 'em
in
in-
a napkin, wet. Put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And here comes January. You start grafting. Okay, on your healthy seedlings.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I got
it's
a lot
kind of a 3-step process. Right now, we should be getting our rootstock ready.
Well, no,
or hopefully you've had it for a couple of years at least, healthy.
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
Because you want a healthy rootstock that's in my case, a pot that's
Okay.
thick, that's woody.
Okay.
You don't want a
little
2-3 month old
Yeah.
rootstock that's tender. You know,
Yeah.
the graft's not going to take.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's too tender.
it's not going to take.
So
All
if
right.
they don't already have a rootstock now, and we're getting ready to graft in January, what do you suggest they do to get ready for getting a scion? And
Well, they can ask fruit club members for small seeds.
Seedlings.
Yeah, they'll have
Okay.
them. Everybody has a little avocado in a gallon can that they planted. The
Right.
seed.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
plant seeds right now,
yes.
in January, it might be ready for
Maybe, yeah.
You might
Maybe. I doubt it though.
Oh, you ought to see my neighbor.
really?
This is
Big
mo-
ones, huh?
This is 2 months. He's out across the street. One
Really?
month. 2 months and it's already this height. I'll show you some. Come on.
All right. These are how big the trees are. They're huge. Huge. He can't even pick the ones on the top because they're so tall.
Asking about grafting and time of the year.
Right.
You can graft most of the time of the year if you do it right and keep it protected. But in the fall, and grafting's timed by when the tree's going to grow again, because
Exactly.
they have a little sap in there that the weather,
Hormones,
Mother
yeah.
Nature controls that. So in the fall, you could go ahead and try your grafting. You won't get as much percentage. You wait later, and usually December, January, in our zone, you'll probably have 100%.
And what percent do you get like when it's hot?
Well, it's hard to say, but Bob gave an example earlier. He did 5 off the one he discovered and got 1. So he knows to wait later.
23.
Yeah. So that's good. And most of the time, people, they want to learn about grafting and they'll try it and they'll get discouraged
Exactly.
and not do it again.
Right.
If they're really serious about it, try it and then you'll like it. But if you don't, go to the local nurseries and pick the variety you like, and it's going to be a proven variety. It won't be a seedling and you're waiting 10, 12, 14 years.
Exactly.
I have some people calling me, or that I see, and they said, you know, we've had this tree for 15 years and it's never fruited. So that's why. It depends. Now, I always go back to the Fantastic Fred. Her brought the little seedling in, and I'm telling you, I haven't been in the fruit. I've known about the fruit club, but I've been there the last 8 years or so. That tree, I don't know for sure. I'm saying 5 or 6 years it fruited.
Yep.
So it's not over. I know it's not 10 years old, and that's impossible, isn't it?
Right.
It's usually similar on the line of a citrus. A citrus will take about 7 to 10 years from seed. And that's why they graft citrus to shorten the time.
And on avocados, you give it a year or two, you don't.
I would give it time to get size, because when you get an avocado, it's heavy. So you won't, even if it fruits, which your grafted ones will the first year, cut that bloom off, let it grow. And you're timing it for next year or the
Right.
year after. So you're giving it a good growth. Now as they fruit, the branches stiffen up. They know they're holding fruit,
Yeah, the fruits on the.
and they'll send out a lot of energy. But unfortunately, ones that are fruiting very heavy will break. I've seen a lot of examples, and we got one across the street we're going to show you that looks like a possibility.
Now, once they fall to the ground, can
It's
they
a seedling.
ripen?
Yeah, see that.
Oh,
Af-
yeah. Well, if you get them for the bugs to, yeah, they can ripen. You can eat them off the ground.
Okay,
They deteriorate rather fast.
okay.
But
But
they-
they don't have to ripen on the tree then?
No, you can pick them. They're one of the few fruits. People always think an orange fruits, the longer you hold it in the house, it gets sweeter.
Right.
No, it's the time on the tree that makes them sweeter. The members can get something out of it.
Yeah.
And if they need to know anything else, feel free to call me. I think
Okay.
David had a list of phone numbers. I don't. When they call me, I'm glad to share with them.
That's wonderful. Okay.
Again, with avocados, getting bud will depends on the species as well. In other words, when the fruit matures. As I said, in February 2013, I grafted 15 avocado branches from 2 branches of a day avocado that was from one of the members she had in a pot. All right, 100% take. Years ago, I went to Discovery Gardens in Lake County. Our club donated a winter Mexican avocado and several jaboticabas. I went there in January one year and saw this magnificent winter Mexican avocado tree. And I wanted some budwood. The problem was it was full of buds. And I knew the odds of success in January would be slim. All right? I created 15 grafts. Only one took, which is what I expected. Because the hormones in the tree are geared not to growth, but to fruit production. So you want to get scions for your grafting, for grafting purposes, when you know the branches, the tree is in a growth mode, not in a bloom mode. Okay, that's critical.
I'm glad you said that, Bob, because when you think about it, it just fruited and fed all this fruit, took all the energy out of it. So it's going to rest. And very seldom do you see a flush of new growth, say in a month or so. Now, I still say the weather has a lot to do with it. We've had extremely warm weather this year.
Yep.
And coolness helps most all fruit trees settle down and kind of go into a waiting period.
Exactly.
So when you go into fall, it gives a little warning of winter. And fortunately in our zone, we don't get freeze as much. So say in January, February, and March, that's 3 months that are key for just about all grafting, including citrus. So they're ready to, that warm weather, say, hey, spring is here, let's get busy.
Yep.
So that's what happens. But any of these other things, you can test it yourself. And if you have that sign and you can't save it, put it on there. Don't take maybe 20 minutes. Tape it good. Keep it pretty much out of the weather. And you'll see. So all that Bob and I have learned over the years, you got experts that are probably more, I don't know, they probably don't know more than you and I. You and I are on the job. But anyway, do it. And if you can't wait to graft fruit, they got fruit trees already grafted. One of them I'll recommend here, Green's Nursery in Apopka. And then there's a D&S greenhouse. They grow a lot of foliage plants, but one of the daughters has a whole greenhouse full of fruit trees. She's got cashews, she's got sour sops, she's got avocados, not very many. I am the godfather, you know. Mm-hmm. And then she has a few avocados that look good, and her range is about 45 for grafted avocados. So, and it's a name variety, so you know what you're getting. So seedlings, you don't know. It may be a mimic of the parent tree, or it may be something new, and that's why you find so many varieties. And you go by taste too. Some are okay, like the Florida Gator one. Mm-hmm. It's a little bland, but you can still taste avocado. I eat avocado with honey, Italian dressing, just cut up. Didn't like it for a long time when I was born and raised here in Orlando. Now I love them, and I share them with my friends.
Good.
So that's good for everybody.
So I have a question. You were saying that the best time to do the graft is January.
Well, you can start
Wintertime.
Winter. Okay.
Winter here is like hardly any winter.
So
Yeah.
Especially the last couple of years.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you string it on through there.
But this is what the question is. It sounds like when they stop producing, and you're talking about the growth cycle, it's a different month. It's a different week.
It depends on the species, right?
Yeah.
Right. So how do you do both? How do you get a scion at the right time and then graft it at the right time?
Experience, knowing the species, knowing when maturity of the fruit is.
Yeah.
If the maturity, for example, the Mexicola is in June, I'll probably want budwood maybe in November then for that species.
I don't know if you can see this, Lindy.
There you go.
There's a little bud right there.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yes.
This is. I'm gonna break this big. Well, it's not gonna break. But this is not. This is a little soft, and it wouldn't be a good scion.
Probably
But
not.
as it hardens up a little more, these buds are in the corner of these leaves. So when you look at the scion, you got to have a few buds that want to break out. And what you're doing is you're lining the cambium up with the graft. And when that thing gets that juice from that tree when it wants to grow, that sucker will fly right out of there.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
there's a lot of YouTube videos on it, how to do it.
Yes.
Most people are scared to do it.
Yeah.
They don't want to take the time. They feel like they're going to lose. Well, so what? Do
You
it
gotta
again.
learn. You learn.
So what? Do it again.
Right. Just keep on doing
Anyway, so my recommendation is to try it yourself. Seedlings are available. I got them. Bob's got them. They're free. We don't charge unless you want to pay. No. So let's do that and share it with the
Okay.
people.
So, you didn't give me the answer I was expecting, so I'm going to prompt the answer.
Sure.
You were telling me that sometimes you'll get a scion and you save it.
Yeah,
You can.
in the refrigerator.
Yeah, you can.
That's what I do.
So, tell me about that.
Well, I'll get some scion for varieties that are in a growth mode in November, for example.
Yeah.
I'll cut them, put them in a wet paper napkin in a plastic bag in the fridge at about 40 degrees.
They'll go dormant.
Correct. Come January, get some good seedlings that are available and graft.
Okay, so I'm picturing this in my head. I see the wet paper towel, I see the baggie. Does the whole cutting go in the baggie?
Yeah, the
They're
whole
only
branch.
about- they're
The
only-
whole branch?
Yeah, they're-
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
All
only
right.
about
Well, I didn't know if it was just the root
No,
part.
the
Okay.
branch.
The whole
The
branch.
scion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cut.
From
Okay.
which you may cut several scions.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And they have buds on them.
Yes, you're looking
Okay.
for the buds. Okay.
Okay.
On
Right.
that piece of branch.